Alright guys, taking it outside today for Stranger Things 3 discussion because everyone is still sleeping and I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. So you're going to hear a lot of birds and singing, but this is just what's going to happen because I have to get it out of my chest. Hopper, bawling. I was hysterical crying for about an hour, and that's not a lie. I was having dinner, kids are talking about life, and I was hysterical crying into my steak because that's how affected I was from his death. I really thought the way that they were setting up the relationship that he was pursuing with Joyce, I thought that they were at least going to get together for a little bit. And no, actually, I didn't think that he was going to die at all, because if you had saw some of the publications that Netflix was putting out, there was some outcry from parents this season that Hopper was smoking too much. He was obsessively smoking cigarettes, and parents were complaining this season. So Netflix actually put out a story saying, we promise next season we'll back off Hopper smoking. And so I had read that article in the middle of me watching the series. It took me 2 days to finish. And I said to myself, that's ridiculous. You know, why would they change this character because kids can't figure out that you shouldn't smoke? And then he dies. So I was like, look at Netflix tricking us. They wrote this article saying, yeah, we'll promise. We'll make sure Hopper doesn't smoke next season. Meanwhile, he's dead. He's dead. I'm so upset. So anyway, so that happened, and I'm still not okay. Like, I'm literally still not okay. Like, when I say I'm not okay, I was just going to actually title this video Stranger Things 3 Reaction, or me saying Hopper's name 500 times in a row. That was going to be my Stranger Things reaction video, but I changed my mind. I really do want to talk about this. So that was the main thing I want to talk about. Now let's get back to Eleven and Mike. The opening scene, the very first moment that we see Eleven and Mike together, I just have to tell you, I think that was the cutest moment of the entire series. Him singing to her and him just like, first of all, I love that song, but it was a genuine early teens moment. And it was very reminiscent of, you know, the first few days of you being in your very first relationship. And it really brought me back. It made me feel really nostalgic. And in that very instant, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I felt so happy. It made me so very happy. I was so happy that they were together, but I was so happy that the producers put that moment as the opening scene for the 3rd season. And my daughter was flipping out because she loves them. She ships them, as she says. And, you know, like, she was so happy that they were finally together and they were like making out and she was like in her glory. And for me, I just love the opening of that season. I am in Jurassic Park right now. Can you hear? I'm from Queens. Queens has no animals like this. We have raccoons and pigeons, and now we moved to Long Island, and I'm literally in Jurassic Park. So, so that was really a great opening scene, and it presented for the rest of the entire story that they were really in this, you know, the beginnings of love, and they was just so, they adored one another, and you saw that throughout, and it was really sweet. I thought the way that they kept to their relationship was really sweet. And going back to Hopper, I thought it was really great how he couldn't handle that, because me as a parent, parenting that almost that part of my life, I know I'm gonna have a really hard time with that moment myself. And so, you know, seeing the struggles with Hopper in that moment made it really great. I really attached to him, is what I'm trying to say. It was for children, it's great to watch, teens, and then for adults, it's great to watch because you can really relate. It was very relatable. I have to tell you, for a season 3, you know, you sit back and you're like, this is my favorite show. And you get really nervous because you say to yourself, they're not going to be able to knock this out the park 3 times in a row, but they did. I have to tell you, season 3, I thought was as good as season 1 and season 2, and I didn't think it was going to be possible. The references to the 80s, you know, the Gap logos, and, you know, the way that they were able to just sort of recreate those moments, those clothes, the look of the mall. I mean, it was even going into the grocery stores, them finding all those P&G brands and being able to put the exact looks of how they were back then. that took a lot of time. I mean, that is going back to the archives of all these companies and requesting, or I don't know, eBay, I don't even know where they would find these things. My guess is they contacted companies and asked if they could borrow these things for shooting purposes to fill those things. And for us, it's a moment, right? For us, we're sitting back, we're watching a scene, and the scene's over. But for their team, that took months. That took months to fill those aisles. Talk about Billy. So in the trailer, we knew that Billy had a big part with the Upside Down world. It kind of showed that he was the one that was going to get chosen, and it wasn't going to be Will again. That would have been stupid if it was Will again. Will knew that the Demogorgon, Will knew that stuff was going to go down again. He felt it. You kept seeing his neck or whatever, but it was Billy, and we knew from the trailer, from one of the trailers, that it was Billy. And it was the right move. At first, when I saw the trailer, I was like, God, please don't make it be him, because I didn't really like him, as we shouldn't like him. They make us not like him. But it was the right move to be Billy, because he's broken. He's a broken character. He's had things happen to him in his life to make him that way. And, at the end where he sort of snaps out of it, because 11 reminds him, I'm going to start crying. Reminds him that he is who he is because of what happens to him. He ends up becoming a hero, and he saves his sister and the kids behind him, and he sacrifices himself for the group. You see me, I'm a mess. That was sad. That was I thought that was an excellent scene. I mean, I was like sobbing, as you can see, sobbing. I'm not sobbing now, but I'm remembering it, and I was like sobbing because of all the stuff that he has put his sister through. And he was like the hot guy in the pool, and who knows how many women he's taken advantage of. We saw a little bit of that when he was trying to meet one of the boys' moms at the motel, and that gave a little bit of a painting that this is what he does. This is what he does during the summer, and he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself in the 11th hour, and what more can you ask for from? He's sort of like the anti-hero who became the hero, and I appreciated that. And it's sort of the same vein with Hopper, right? First season with Hopper, he lost his daughter. He was an alcoholic. He didn't care about his job. He had a police job that cared about cats and gnomes, and it was the worst job on the planet according to him. And then it became realer than real, and he plugged back into life. And then from the first season to the very last season with Hopper, we saw a hero. We saw a hero, and we saw someone who sacrificed himself for the people that he absolutely loved. Now, there's one moment that I didn't like. I didn't like in Stranger Things 3. I didn't like it when Joyce ran out after making the very hard decision to close the opening, and she knew she was going to kill Hopper. But she ran out of the building, she found her son, she's hugging on Will, and she sees 11, and 11 is looking for her dad. Can't find her dad. And Joyce is like looking at 11, knowing that Hopper is literally dead. And she's not like calling her over. She's not like, I love you, Will. Come here, 11. I'm going to give you a hug. She's not doing that. She's not like bringing her in. She's not asking her to come in and so she can give her love. She's literally just like having a staring contest with her and not blinking. So she's like staring at 11, watching 11 cry, hugging Will with all her might, staring at 11 while 11 is standing there crying, looking for her father, and not giving her any emotional support. And that lasted for about 45 seconds. I was like, wait a second, why is nobody having 11 come into the fold? Bring 11 into the fold, Joyce. Ask 11 to come in so you could hug her. And she was like, la, 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 la. And I was like, wait a second, this is rude. Like, you're being rude. Like, she wouldn't bring her in. I was like, that's stupid. Like, whoever wrote that scene is stupid. So I didn't like that scene. That scene should have been like, wow, 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 Will, 11, get over here, I have to tell you something. It should have happened in like a minute. Like not even a minute. It should have happened in 10 seconds. If I killed that girl's daughter, I would have been like, Father, I would have been like, come here. Come here so I could love you, and you are now my daughter. Come here. You're my girl now. I didn't like that at all. I thought that was just so stupid. And then the very last scene when 11 read that freaking letter from Hopper, I had snot running down my nose. I was crying so hard. My daughter was crying so hard. My husband came in because he was nervous that something had happened, that the chandelier, that the bed had fallen on us, that a burglar had come in and cut us. Like literally, he came in to check on us because we were making so much noise. He was like, ah! He was like, what's the matter? I was like, ah! I mean, like literally, it was so bad. That's how hard we were crying. I can't even think about it. I have to move on. I can't even talk about it. That's how hard I was crying. Because like I said, I'm there. I can't even talk about it. I'm moving on. Okay. Questions. Stranger Things 3 questions I have. How on earth is there still a problem in Russia? How did that whole cage scene happen if they closed the hole? I thought when you close the hole, everything dies on this planet. So how's stuff still going down in Russia? Let me know if you know. I don't understand it. I know that's how season 4 is happening, but like logically, how is that still be able to happen? I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why on earth would Joyce decide to move and pull Jonathan and Will and 11 from the only safety and security that they have? They have like the tightest group on the planet. They are like the Goonies, the new Goonies. This is like the best group on the planet for these people. This is the only safety that they have. Why would Joyce, after all of that, decide to cut her children away from this group? I know there's a lot of death happening in Hawkins, but like, I don't know. Like, does that make any sense to anybody? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I know she wants to get away from all the killing and the death, but you're ruining your children's lives by doing that. I just don't know about that move. That move makes no sense to me as a mom. So just let me know about that. 11's powers. So that was interesting, right? Where did they go? Where did 11's powers go? And did it happen because, remember when she had that little gook go into her, like that little evil part that went into her leg and then she had to suck it out? Because it went to her leg, is that why she lost her powers? Was that the moment that she lost her powers? I wasn't really clear on that. Let me know if that was right. I have my questions written down because I want you guys to help me answer them. Alexei, the Russian, I loved him. I'm like really upset that he died. I was like, I thought he was gonna maybe stick around. I'm so upset that the way he died, how quick we got to know him and then he went away. Like he's the new Barb. And I want to know if they did that to us on purpose. Like, are they going to make us fall in love with somebody every season and then kill them? This is what my head is at. I'm like, he's the new Barb. Alexei is the new Barb. We're all obsessed with him, and now they killed him. So my hope is, I hope that Netflix now is going to give him his own movie, the way that they gave Barb her own movie. So my fingers are crossed with Alexei. Did anybody else feel that way about him? I was really upset. He like played the game. He did it the right way. There was no cheating. He was all excited. He wanted to show off his new the prize, and then he gets shot. What the hell? Why on earth would the government try to reopen the Upside Down, knowing how uncontrollable it is? So we went through 1 and 2. And now we're season 3, and they're trying to open it again to weaponize it. I understand we want to weaponize it. But my question is, you can't do that. So like, what's the point here? Like, what's the point of trying to open up the underworld, the Upside Down world, whatever the hell it's called? We cannot control this. You cannot weaponize this. So why are we playing this game? Just to have a season 3. I got it. But it's just like, we need more of an answer here. Like, now we're in season 3, so if you're really doing it, we need an answer. Like, why? Is there a cancer cure down there? Is there, like, what is it? At this point, you can't just keep trying to open it. What is it? Is it time travel? What are we going after? Did I miss that? Like, I need to know, like, what's the exact reason? What's the reason we keep going down there? It cannot be just because at season 3. Now we're several years into this movie. Like, did I miss it? I just don't know. Am I missing something? This was a long one, guys. I'm sorry, but I just have so much to say. So, that was my story with season 3, Stranger Things. I have another one I want to do. I did the Umbrella Academy too. I did that a long time ago. I ended up never doing I never did a review on it, but that was also a pretty good show. So that's just a bonus for this one. If you've seen Stranger Things and you haven't seen the Umbrella Academy, you should definitely watch that one. I'll do a review on that one too. It was so good. I really liked it. And they picked up for season 2, so you won't just, you know, watch it and then fall off the face of this earth. There is actually season 2 coming up. So what did you guys think of Stranger Things season 3? Did you love it? Let me know. And sorry about all the birds and the wind and the sun like shining in my head, but I had to get out because everybody is still sleeping in my house. So I couldn't wait, guys. I couldn't wait. This was too much to talk about. Like 18 minutes. I couldn't stop. I'm sorry. Until next time.